All right, greetings friends. I hope you're having a magical day wherever you are and whenever it is for you. I am so grateful and excited you're here. Today we're going to talk about how to find your higher self. So a couple days on my Instagram, I made a post I was kind of nervous about, basically revealing Brittany, which is the name I have for my higher self. And I think it's the first time I've ever truly opened up about that concept on social media, even though it's something that is a very important part of my personal development / spiritual practice. Now, any of my spiritual practices, I always have some kind of logical or scientific way to explain it or back it up, even if the scientific explanation is placebo. So I was kind of nervous to post about it because it was the first time talking about it, but I got some really good response on it. So I'm going to just kind of riff on that and expand on this concept and talk about how you can find your higher self. Now, just a disclaimer, I did not invent the idea of higher self, and I'm not even sure where the idea comes from. So this is really just my personal take on it, and I can really just speak from a personal standpoint, but I've done a lot of studying, a lot of personal development recently, so I am confident to share about it here. All that wind. Okay, so remember, the idea of higher self is really just a representation of you maximized or enhanced or leveled up many times over. It's the representation of you reaching your highest potential. And whether or not you call it higher self, we're all striving to reach our greatest potential. The higher self is just a label that I use for reaching my greatest potential. But if you can define your higher self, if you can get a solid picture of who that is, which is just you in a different form, who that is, what they're doing, how they feel, the beliefs that they have, you can better step into it. It's almost like you're taking a shortcut towards your goals, because ultimately, and I've mentioned this before in my other videos, when you set a goal, you're really trying to become a certain type of person or live a certain life. Now here, I'm calling that higher self. So defining that vision, defining that higher self, defining that version of you is just another way that you can strive towards your goals, perhaps even more effectively than if you just try to hit XYZ. So how do you find your higher self? So your higher self is really just an enhanced version of you. So take all the things that you like about yourself, all the things you enjoy doing, and think about what would that look like in greater concentration or in greater frequency. So what are the things that you love doing? Maybe you love teaching about a subject you're passionate about. Maybe you like performing with a group of friends or playing an instrument. Maybe you're traveling, maybe you're learning languages, maybe you're volunteering with animals, whatever it is. Think about doing those things in greater frequency or more often that you're getting to do now. That is an element of your higher self, doing the things that you love more frequently. Maybe it becomes your job. Maybe your job is around your passion, or you love your job, something like that. Additionally, think about your favorite qualities about yourself. Are you resourceful? Are you intelligent? Are you helpful? Are you happy? Are you magical? Are you super fit, super healthy? What are things that you like about yourself? Now think about that in greater concentration. Maybe you're feeling that way more often, or maybe your life revolves around those traits a little bit more. Maybe when people think of you, they think about, oh yeah, she's super fit, or oh yeah, she's really helpful and really intelligent, or oh yeah, she's whatever the trait is. If that's the thing that you're known for, that's another example of your higher self being defined. Now, another way to find your higher self is to picture yourself reaching your goals. Now, whenever you set goals for yourself, I mentioned you're trying to live a certain life or become a certain type of person. You are striving to reach your greatest potential when you set your goals. Your goals are these little signposts that you put for yourself to help you move forward towards your greatest potential, which in this video we're also calling our higher self. So picture yourself living those goals. What would it look like if you had already accomplished your health and fitness goals? Or what would your life look like if you were traveling as often as you wanted to? What would your life look like if you were making as much money as you wanted, or you were helping as many people as you wanted to help? Think about that life and think about the person, you, living that life. How would you act? How would you feel? How would you go about setbacks? How would you set future goals? How bothered would you be by minuscule annoyances? You probably wouldn't. Your higher self probably wouldn't, honestly. So think about, you can use a setting you're trying to create, or the context you're trying to create for your life. You can use that as the background in which you picture your higher self. And once you have all those things, think about your higher self and how can I be more like that person. Now, it's important to remember, if your goal is to have $1 million and you're like, then I'm like more like my higher self. Don't think that you need to have the $1 million or whatever the goal is in order to start acting like your higher self. I think an important thing to realize is you are already your higher self, maybe just a couple steps behind, lower, if we want to use comparatives. You already have all the resources and tools you need to bring this higher self version out there. It's just a matter of, I say tapping in, but what I mean is like connecting, syncing, calibrating to the person that you're trying to become. You can continue to fight and strive to create your goals and create the life you want to live, but you can also just sit back and be and act as if you were already that person, and that's just another way to move yourself towards it, and it's probably going to be a little bit easier, and it'll help you troubleshoot that as well. So if you want more information on this concept, I did make a video on how to create an effective vision for yourself in addition to goals, and I did write a blog post to correspond to this video. It might be easier for you to read these concepts rather than hearing me go at it here on the camera with the sun and the wind and the shade, and I'm Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, please like it, subscribe for more, comment for feedback, and I want to wish you, as always, a happier, healthier, and more magical day. Bye-bye.